You grew up knowing what it felt like when the fridge was empty, when the lights got cut off, when your parents' face carried a weight they never explained but you felt every single day. You learned early that things disappear, that security is not guaranteed, that what you have today might be gone tomorrow. And that lesson never left you. It just grew up with you. It put on adult clothes and followed you into every financial decision you have ever made, into every relationship, into every moment someone offered you something and you either held on so tight you suffocated it or gave it all away before it could be taken from you. What happened to you as a child is still running your life today, and most people never stop long enough to see it. There is a concept in psychology called scarcity mindset. Researchers at Princeton found that when the brain is consumed by not having enough, it loses cognitive bandwidth. The mental space needed for long-term thinking, emotional regulation, and sound decision-making gets hijacked by the immediate pressure of survival. And here's what makes this so devastating. The scarcity mindset does not disappear when the scarcity does. You can have a full bank account and still feel like it is about to be empty. You can have a full plate and still eat like someone is about to take it from you. The brain that learned to survive lack does not automatically learn to trust abundance. It keeps waiting for everything to fall apart because for a long time, everything always did. For some people, that shows up as hoarding. Not just physical things, but money, relationships, opportunities, control. You hold on because letting go feels like loss. You save every penny, not out of wisdom, but out of fear. You keep people in your life long past their season because losing them feels like going back to having nothing. Abraham Maslow said it clearly when he wrote that a person who has been deprived will forever fear deprivation, even in the midst of plenty. That is not a character flaw. That is a nervous system that learned the cost of losing and never forgot the lesson. The holding on is not greed. It is grief in disguise. For others, it shows up as the complete opposite. Giving everything away. Spending money the moment it arrives. Being overly generous to everyone around you while neglecting yourself. This one is harder to recognize because it looks like kindness, and it is. But underneath the generosity is often a child who learned that having things makes you a target. That money causes conflict. That abundance brings attention, and attention brings pain. So you get rid of it before it can cause problems. You give before it can be taken. Psychologists call this self-sabotaging abundance. The unconscious belief that you do not deserve to hold on to good things, so you release them before the universe can. The poet Warsan Shire captured something close to this when she wrote about carrying what was never yours to carry. You are still putting down things that were handed to you before you were old enough to refuse them. Here is what both the hoarder and the giver have in common. Neither of them is free. One is imprisoned by the fear of losing. The other is imprisoned by the belief that having is dangerous. And both patterns trace back to the same origin. A childhood where enough was never guaranteed, where safety felt conditional, where love and stability and security were things that came and went without warning. You did not choose these patterns, you built them to survive. They were intelligent responses to an environment that gave you no other options. But you are not in that environment anymore. The fridge is not empty. The lights are on. And the work now is teaching your nervous system what your circumstances already know. That you are allowed to have things, to keep things, to build things, without guilt and without fear. Healing does not mean forgetting where you came from. It means finally giving yourself permission to go somewhere different.